There are so many interesting, horrifying, or downright weird things in this big world of ours.
Each week, we'll bring you a new true crime story that has little to no coverage in English.
Let us do the translations so you don't have to. Alrighty then. So, I will be starting us off on this podcast journey and setting the scene for all the people not from this neck of the woods. Ahvenmaa, or the Åland Islands, is an autonomous region in Finland located to the southwest of Finland next to Turku and northeast of Stockholm, Sweden. According to Wikipedia, it's comprised of approximately 6,700 islands. Did you know that, Petra?
Well, not the number, but I knew it's a great archipelago.
Is it that many?
It says like approximately.
Nobody
so
can
Okay,
count.
but
more
I
than
thought it's like
6,700.
10.
Yeah. No. Well, okay. It is a Swedish-speaking majority. So for all those people not from Finland, the languages here in Finland are either going to be mostly Swedish and Finnish, and of course it's going to be a lot of these Swedish-speaking majorities on the western coast because of course it's closer to Sweden, just makes geographically more sense and whatnot. The islands are picturesque as fuck. Imagine wooden houses galore perched on rocks next to the sea. It's nice forests and whatnot. Wikipedia also says, and that the amount of people per square kilometer is about 8.67 or something like that, or like a little bit more than 8, but less than 9 people per square kilometer. So it's not that populated, and lots of islands to get up to some nefarious deeds.
So, have you been there?
I have never been there. I've wanted to. Can you tell us more about it? Have you
No,
been?
I
What the
haven't.
hell?
But it sounds
Me neither.
yeah, very
I don't know
nice.
if I want to go after this particular case or not, because I mean, I mean, it is still difficult to find an actual crime rate of the Åland Islands, and most of the time, it's kind of as I expected when I was trying to research this that okay, it's going to be very low crime rate, and as of 2020, the last homicide investigation was over like 10 years ago, so it's quite minimal crime. And there was also a case of attempted homicide years prior, so relatively low in crime. Yeah, so it was quite shocking that I found this beauty of a murder, and beauty, I mean, not so beautiful and kind of gross and grisly. So, according to the police press conference on January 8th, 2021, with the lead investigator Tommy Thornrus, and okay, so I might mess up these names just a little bit because I don't know whether to do the Swedish pronunciation or the Finnish pronunciation of some things because once again there's different dialects and whatever. So I might say Thornros or whatever. I might roll some R's or not. Yeah, so on January 8th, 2021, the lead investigator Tommy Thornrus and the county prosecutor Henrik Lindeman, a 45-year-old person, called the alarm center, or I guess the equivalent would be dispatch center, on the evening of 26th of December 2020. This would be Tapaninpäivä in Finnish, or Boxing Day to the English-speaking world. And this person's house was on fire. This person managed to escape from their home, and some reports say was able to take their clothes off or extinguish the burning clothes in the snow. But whatever it was, they ended up managing to actually get the flames off of them by extinguishing themselves. So they managed to seek help from their neighbors, who were living about 250 meters away, or approximately 800 feet. The neighbors claimed that they heard some commotion, heard cries for help. When the victim arrived at their door, they were practically naked, except for their underwear. The victim was burnt all over, including their hair. And the victim complained of thirst, and the neighbors gave them a glass of water with a straw. And the neighbors also called 112 or the local 911. And they were instructed to put wet cloth on the victim's skin to help with the burning, like with the damage and stuff on the skin. So I don't know about you guys, but I think this would be like one of the worst deaths I can I can think about. Like on the spectrum, it's kind of like drowning is on one that I would hate to die that way, or also burning alive.
It sounds like both of these would take a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Like you know it's happening and you have like many, many minutes or even like I think 5 seconds would even be too long to actually think like fuck, I'm going to die. So
But fortunately, I've heard that people who often die in the fires, they actually first
They
get
pass out from
the
that.
yeah, they pass out from the smoke, so they didn't really feel themselves burning, which is kind of if I ever die of in a burning
yeah,
house,
like
I
smoke
hope that happens to
inhalation, yeah.
me.
Yeah, but then this person, like they had time enough to extinguish themselves and then run.
Also, if you manage to go outside, but you don't really find a way to extinguish yourself, then I don't think you would pass out from smoke inhalation.
Yeah, like burning outside is probably
Yeah,
painful.
yeah. So number one,
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
way to die, burning outside, open air, burning.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so I can't really imagine what this person was going through. And it was later determined that about 90% of their body was burnt. So that's pretty excessive. Ouch. And yeah. And it said like this person died from complications, but I don't know, as you said, smoke inhalation. I even put that in my notes that, okay, smoke inhalation is the more common way that someone would die in a fire. But who knows? It could have been all the amount of bodily damage that this person had that they died from. So
Did
who
you
knows?
find any statistics? Like, I think there is some information like how much of your skin can be burned before
Yeah,
it just becomes impossible to heal
heal or whatever. Yeah, I
because you
don't
kind of
know.
need it to live.
Yeah, I mean, it's the largest
Yeah.
organ in the body, so it's the barrier. You can't really, I mean, most, even if you get a road rash or something from a motorcycle accident, you need to get a skin graft from somewhere, usually your own body. So if you only have 10%, I don't know if you can really regrow or, yeah. I'm not a trauma doctor or anything, so I don't really know any of this details or information, but if anybody knows, let us know if they know this statistic, or we can get to it next week. If I have some cool tip, I found a nice article or something, on Google Scholar or whatever. But yeah. So this victim was then taken by helicopter to the Åland Central Hospital to be treated for their injuries, and luckily they were able to answer questions from authorities before succumbing to their injuries in the morning of December 27th, about 4 hours after arriving at the hospital. I kind of intentionally left this one gender neutral up until this point. I don't know if you've caught that because I've just been saying victim and they and whatnot. Because a lot of these true crime podcasts that we probably all listen to, they cover cases where the victims are mostly female, right? Especially in these high profile arson cases, and the perpetrator is most likely male, like for instance this John Leonard Orr, the guy who has set almost 2,000 fires in the States over like over a 30-year period. Yeah. And yeah, so it's kind of interesting. So I kind of left this. So what do you guys think? Who do you think the victim is? Did I like ruin it by do you think it's going to be a weird case where the perpetrator is a female, or do you think it's going to be a case where it's going to be the male as the perpetrator? It's kind of a game.
Somehow I imagine that the victim is a man, but I don't know why.
Why?
So now I'm thinking, didn't you say
Because I left it gender neutral?
Oh no.
Well, this is of course a stereotype, but I thought that's because
Yeah.
men are often physically more strong, that for a
Yeah.
man it would be more probable to be able to jump out of the burning house and then run to the next. But this is just a random stereotype I have.
But then women have like more tolerance for pain, right? Could
But
that
I don't
also
know
be?
about
Yeah.
burning pain. Like,
Yeah. I don't know.
does it make difference there?
I don't know.
But yeah, I would guess male too. But I would also guess that the criminal here is also male. So it's a male case.
Oh shit. Yeah. What do you think?
I would probably guess the same. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see what listeners would think, like before actually me going to the next part. Okay. So I was curious, and of course I went searching for some scholarly articles about the psychology behind arson, and if there was a like comorbidity between genders and arson, or maybe I just missed the days of researching in Google Scholar. So, I found an article by Andrén et al. From 2023 that was based on Swedish data called Gender and Arson, Psychosocial, Psychological, and Somatic Offender Characteristics at the time of the crime. So, Swedish crime statistics from 2017 to 2021 show that women accounted for 19 to 26% of arson convictions. So, this is from the Crime Preventing Council of 2022. But I suggest that anyone is interested in mental state of arsonists and some claims of gender and arson. I suggest you read the article because it was quite interesting. I don't know, like the who seeks help for like the mental state leading up to the arson, and of course, like, yeah, it was pretty interesting, but only about 19 to 26 of people who are actually convicted of arson are female. So, or female. Yeah. Yeah. So who was the victim? So as you probably guessed in my lead up, I kind of wanted to throw you guys off and whatever. So I went against the quote unquote like gender norms for this particular case. And the victim in this case was a 45-year-old male called, I will not say, because in Finland we try to protect the victim. But I will call, I think, most males because the most common name is John. So I'll just say John. But I'll use the last name because it's, yeah. So John Hellström is the name of this person. I had a hard time finding information on him, but I did manage to find that they were born in February in 1975 in Mariehamn, which is the capital of Åland Islands. And information dating back to February 2012 from the news site Nieuwe Åland said he was a restaurateur, bartender, and a sommelier. He had a 16-year-old son from a previous relationship. And when the blurb was written about him, he had a partner who was Emily Ruda. On May 4th, they had a child in 2013. And yeah, I will not also say her name, even though I have it, but respect. So somewhere between February 2012 and May 2013, Emily and Johan were married, judging from the hyphenated last name of Emily. So taking you guys back to the night of December 26th, so that was just a little background information on him. So taking you guys back to the night of December 26th, 2020, put yourselves in John's shoes. You're sitting, watching some TV, minding your own business, until you hear a couple of crashes. Sounds that your window is breaking behind you. As you get up to go investigate the noise and peer through the window, gasoline gets poured on you, all over you, including your head, and then you're immediately lit on fire. Personally, I can't imagine, because what would be going through someone's head? Of course, it's like, oh, is that water? But then you smell the smell in that instant, and you're like, oh shit, that's gasoline. And then whose mind would immediately go that, oh fuck, someone like broke my window, and then gasoline, and then immediately fire, and then like
think, okay, burglar.
yeah,
Oh no, should I call the police?
yeah,
Something like
exactly,
that.
yeah. And it's on like a night where it's right after Christmas, right? Like the location itself, what was it, 8 point something people per square kilometer, and then literally right after Christmas. Everyone's probably like fucking, I don't know, nursing hangovers or something like that. You're fed off of all the Christmas dinner shit and whatever, and you're just like, I just want to lay on the couch, watch some horrible TV tonight, and I'll probably go to bed soon, right? Because this was happening also a little past 11 o'clock at night. So it's pretty late, silent night kind of thing. And then you just hear, like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. So that would be like the, the last thing I would be expecting if I was John, right? So as he was aflame, like I said, he managed to go to the neighbors for help. But in the end, he died 4 hours later with approximately 90% of his body burned. Luckily, before he passed, he was able to relay that what happened between the breaking of the window and being lit on fire. So the police determined that this was not nearly a typical house fire, but dun dun dun, murder. So in the course of the investigation, the police narrowed down the suspect pool to 3 people. In the end, the third person, so I was wondering about this, and I have some like theories about this later, who this was, because I couldn't really find that much information. So this third person was dropped, but that left 2 people. And can you guess who one of those people could be to this victim?
Like, what kind of relationship do I have with the victim?
Well, the wife, or was it
Wife? Yeah.
like a girlfriend? Wife?
Yeah.
Like
Wife?
some kind
Okay.
of romantic interest or past
Like outside
partners.
marriage,
Outside marriage. Ooh.
romantic
Oh
interest.
shit.
Or
You're getting like all
wife.
like crime novel on us, like, oh, who could it be? The mistress. It's the mistress that did it.
But you mentioned that he had a kid from previous relationship,
Mhm.
didn't you? So it could also
Am I
be
laying red herrings for you
ex.
guys? Does that have
Maybe.
anything to do
Because
with it?
like, could it be totally random too?
Yeah. Oh.
That it was not even a targeted
Yeah.
attack, you know?
Yeah.
That I do not believe.
I mean, yeah, what are the
Yeah.
chances? Too many
Yeah.
coincidences, but like, still a possibility that someone just wanted to light someone else on fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not
Especially
this guy?
Christmas, after
Yeah, yeah.
Christmas. Like, yeah, get rid of all the I don't know, dark spirits. Let's light a human torch. Or okay, that's horrible. I'm sorry. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would say it's an intentional murder
Mhm.
by someone who is close to him, probably a woman.
But wait, let's think who else could it be if it's not a romantic interest and not or not.
I mean, wife or
Yeah.
or the mistress
Yeah.
or the ex-wife.
Mm. Yeah, because I don't think the ex was married to
Okay,
partner.
ex-partner.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Gender neutral or something term partner.
Yeah. Let's not go. But if he had a wife, I'm just guessing he was a straight guy. But
So
Or
shall I?
was he?
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't find that much information. Okay, I was working with what I have. Like, who knows? I don't know, and I can't ask him now.
But
So I'm sorry.
who else could it be? Couldn't it be like some colleague?
Colleague, sure. Maybe it could be like a land dispute thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we don't have enough
Yeah,
information about him. It can be
yeah,
anything. But based on what you have told this
yeah.
far, I would go with the
Like, do we
family
know something
ties.
about his job?
Well, I said he was a restaurateur, so he
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
sommelier and bartender. So it could be,
Every
yeah,
client
it could
who
be,
he had kicked out from the restaurant.
yeah, like the like the Spurgo or something guy. Okay, what would the translation of Spurgo?
Like Dego? No, that's an
That's
English.
also not okay. Yeah, and we're leaving this in for sure. Yeah, okay. This is the good thing about having a translation podcast too, because like there's so many nuances of a language. Spurgo, all those people, you can just call it drunkard. Kind
Yeah.
of, yeah, yeah,
You know, someone's in his bar
yeah,
drinking
yeah.
too
A
much, and he's
barfly,
like,
yeah,
James, get out of
yeah,
here.
But it
And then
also, it's
James
just
is like, I will fucking kill you.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's
And then I'm
it.
gonna light you on fire with the alcohol you didn't serve me.
it's just
Oh,
like so specific and it seems so personal. Like you can kill someone else in a lot of like more,
but
like
then,
easier
but
ways.
then also think about fire. Think about what it does. Remember, like
Yeah.
it destroys
Destroys the
evidence.
evidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think why I also thought about the woman here is that it was okay. Any woman can break a window, have a canister of gas and
Or
matches or whatever,
anything. Ooh,
you know.
yeah.
But I mean, you don't. Those are things that people can buy easily, and that you don't need to use really like power. Like it's not a fight in that sense. I mean,
Mhm.
that happens of
Yeah, yeah,
course
yeah.
too,
But like just more rare, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
but in general, women don't do that much murder, right? Women are not so.
Or maybe they just cover it up better.
Okay. We have so much cutting to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't have to
yeah.
cut it.
I shall reveal who the suspects were. The ex-wife and her friend. So yeah.
Who's also the mistress?
No. Okay, so then this is also kind of interesting and kind of like, what the fuck, why? So I also wanted to ask you guys, this was like another question that I have for you. Is that, like there's the whole thing like, I'm a ride or die bitch, Like,
Yeah.
so is there something that you would never do? I mean, there's always this kind of thing where like, yeah, if you killed someone, I'd totally help you bury the body. And then there's the people who would actually do it, and then there's the people who just like say it, right?
Mhm.
So yeah. Would you how far would your friendship go, honestly?
Okay, so these were friends, and the other friend is like, I have this horrible ex I want to burn. Please help me. And then the friend is like, anything for you.
Yeah, like
And then
yeah,
they do it.
pretty much, yeah.
So this is the thing that the police is now thinking.
Yes. Yes.
And the third suspect was something that you couldn't find who
I have
they
some
were.
theories about that. We'll get into some more details
Because
about
now I'm
this.
curious about the third subject.
Yeah.
But I was right. It was the ex-partner.
Yeah.
That was one of my
So,
5 guesses.
yes. So I will say the perpetrators' names. So Emily Kristina Ruda Hellström was born in 1990. So she's a year older than me. Great.
Oh,
Yeah.
1990.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did we have the whole name?
I mean, it's there in the
and
Okay.
it's a closed case.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
It's
okay. Yeah.
closed. Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
Okay, my comment.
Okay. And her friend Heidi Susanna Tita was born in 1983. Okay. So Emily and John were together for 3 years and married for 1 year. Has that, like the whole thing that I said about the hyphenated name, like yeah. So I couldn't really find any information like when they were actually married, but they had a short marriage, let's say that. So the marriage ended at the behest of Emily, and she stated that her ex-husband, John, had an alcohol problem. But I was like, the guy was a sommelier and worked at a bar, and so I'm like, did he actually like have a drinking problem, or was it just kind of like trade problems? Like I have to drink this wine, I have to see, I have to taste it and stuff. Like I mean,
I mean, it could be both.
yeah, I mean, how like sister, she's in the wine business and stuff. And I remember when she was doing like the sommelier course, so she had to drink a fuck ton of wine.
Mm.
Like
Don't you have to spit it out or something?
well, you're supposed to, but I mean, you still like your membrane in your mouth is still going to like at least like and absorb some of it. And then are you going to spit out like a wine that's like multiple thousands? No, you're gonna swallow a little bit at least. I don't know.
And that's how you have an alcohol problem in the end.
But like, okay, you're together for 3 years and you still decide to get married and then only for 1 year. I feel like it's kind of, okay, I'm not shaming anybody for this and go ahead and get divorced. Like, good for her for like ending it. Like, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Was it really? Because then you'll hear some other background information that might sway you one way or the other. Was she being truthful or not? I don't know. So, after the divorce, there was a custody battle, of course, because they had the daughter together, right? And things got a bit ugly. For instance, Emily made a child protection report against her ex-husband because she claimed that he grabbed their daughter too tightly on the arm. That was like, okay, let's like legit if it happened, like good for her, right? But then the role of Heidi becomes kind of her friend, becomes like a bit, and by the way, this is like Heidi in American English, but in Finland it's Heidi. So just as a spelling thing and pronunciation-wise. So Heidi, the friend, and why she ties into this is kind of a bit weird, because according to Emily, John had discovered that Heidi had been part of like a youth association embezzlement scheme or something. And this kind of annoyed Heidi for some reason. And then this was like motive or something for her to want to get back at John. But I'm not sure. This was kind of like a weird thing that Emily was saying about it. Like fucking random. And like embezzling in Finland is also kind of rare. I would say like kind of corruption in Finland is quite rare too. And I don't know.
I mean, sounds that it can happen, but is it worth murder?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. So that's how she possibly could tie in, and that's what Emily was saying, and blah 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 blah. So, but the thing is that they both have kids that went to this. I think it was a preschool or elementary school or something like that together, and that's how they kind of knew each other in that small circle, right? So they both of their children knew each other, and then they kind of knew each other, and then this might have happened or not. I don't know. But then Emily convinced Heidi to file a false report, an anonymous child protection claim against John. During the murder investigation, the police found handwritten notes about what should be said in this false report and in the phone call. So basically, she had like a script to read when she called the police. And the handwriting in this note was in Emily's handwriting, of course. So, yeah. They found this fucking written note after like the burning murder and everything. It's like, how stupid can you fucking get? So Emily had even bought a burner phone and a prepaid SIM card with her mother. So this is the third person I was thinking that is part of the crime. So Gerd, the mother of Emily, yeah. So this Gerd Overström is Emily's mother. And both the phone and the SIM card were given to Heidi so that she could call anonymously to the police. Yeah, so it's kind of like there was multiple conspiracies or whatever to frame John for just getting him in trouble. So he's like unfit as a father to take care of the daughter and whatnot, right? And they stated that John was using drugs, and they even planned to like plant drugs on him and whatnot. It was like pretty involved, kind of like movie style bullshit going on, like let's frame him for murder, but then yeah, kind of things and whatever. So during the investigation of child abuse, of course, social services needs to investigate it, and the social workers, the story given by the child seemed to be rehearsed, and even the psychologist who interviewed the 8-year-old at this point said that it was like, seems like the girl is being controlled, or like just like some overbearing people were controlling her and kind of helping her rehearse her story to kind of get her father in trouble, which is really shitty to do. Like, why do you bring your fucking children into it, right?
But this is sadly quite like a phenomena. At least in Finland, you hear a lot, like not in murder cases, obviously, but like you hear a lot about this in media, that the other partner kind of takes revenge through the kid, which is
like,
horrible.
Yeah,
like for the kid.
You're gonna raise a fucked up child. They're not gonna have any it's all already a fucked up situation, and then you make it even more fucked up. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably not specific to Finland though. Like I
Yeah.
think it's pretty common, but I don't know about the like rehearsed stories by the kid, because like is that really common in Finland? Have you heard specifically about those cases where the child was like telling a story that was really rehearsed?
Often I think it's more about a parent who tries to affect their opinion about the other parent, kind of
Okay,
like
yeah.
constantly saying,
I want to live with daddy, or I want to live with mommy
Yeah.
because of this, and like, yeah.
and also
Yeah,
like
yeah.
telling like, yeah, isn't daddy horrible? He's such a, always shouting and always like telling these things that are not always true, and the child starts to believe them, especially the smaller they are.
Yeah, true. But yeah, so I mean, she's 8, the girl, so it's kind of a bit, I mean, yeah. And of course, if you have like very strong female, people in your life, like the grandmother and the mother, and if it's like split custody or something, or let's say the mom works and now she's spending more time with the grandmother, and maybe the grandmother's even like influencing, who knows what's going on, but yeah. So as I said, the third suspect was probably the mother, is what I'm guessing, because she had apparently participated in buying the burner phone and SIM card, or that's what the police thought. So during the investigation, they found that this mother had also made, like, she was very, very involved in making numerous reports against John and was extremely involved in the custody battle. So all three of these women, this Heidi, Emily, and Gerd, were all persecuting John. And yeah, it's pretty messed up, especially like you're on an island kind of community. You can't really get away like, hey, I want to move to Helsinki. Well, it's more difficult than that. So yeah, kind of feel for the guy. So yeah, there's this quote from Ålands Nyheter, or Ålands News, that I kind of wanted to read, because just to kind of, I could have paraphrased all of this, but it was just a lot of information that I kind of felt all the different cases. So this is directly translated. I didn't like correct it per se. I mean, I read through it to make sure that it was like correct, but I didn't like, I don't know, grammatically correct it, let's say. We'll just try to. So the ex-husband had felt harassed and persecuted. He had installed surveillance cameras in his residence and also in an outbuilding. He had told neighbors that people were moving in the woods around his house, and he had suspected his child's phone of being tracked. A close friend of the ex-husband was called to testify and told that the ex-husband felt persecuted by Hellström and Överström, so his ex-wife, and the grandmother, which the friends had no difficulty believing. He himself had noticed that Hellström and Överström moved noticeably closer when like to the victim, like when he had lived there, like, so they kind of were encroaching on his area and kind of like just in his space more. And the ex-husband had also told that Gerd appeared in the parking lot when he had been to the swimming pool with his child, even though that the Gerd does not swim herself. So just like kind of following him around in places and all over town. Another friend of the ex-husband told a similar story, and mail for the child had not arrived, and the ex-husband had suspected Hellström and Överström of involvement of intercepting the mail. Another witness said that the ex-husband had once visited, and when he received a notification on his phone from the monitoring system, like kind of like, hey, you have a, you know, like one of these doorbell camera thingies where it's like, oh, someone's at your door. So he got a notification from his phone when he was visiting his friend, and the camera showed that Gerd was at the log cabin and was looking through the windows of his home, and they passed outside of his window when he had visited his friend. So he could see all of this on his phone from, you know. And another witness was closely acquainted with both Hellström, so Emily and John. And the witness said that she knew that one of the child protection reports that Hellström, or Emily, had made against the ex-husband was false, because she herself had been at the children's party for the alleged incident. So she's like, no, it's not true. So kind of like all these like little things that kind of add up, that like, could you just, you know, can't really get away, and people are just kind of driving you crazy, like just one little tap at a time, you know, it like all adds up and just keeps adding up. And, you know, you have your child, you don't want to just like flee, and what are they going to do? No one's going to murder you, right? Like,
hopefully, yeah.
Like, that's the last thing you think, that like, oh yeah, someone's fucking crazy enough to like murder me for this, right? So yeah, these two dummies, and fucking dumbasses, have been planning this murder for a while. And they're really not that smart. Like, everyone knows that the internet is forever, right? Like,
Oh no.
yes,
Oh
yes.
no. But also like just the fact that they didn't even get rid of the written note.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that should have been. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even.
Like,
yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah.
if they've been planning, like, wouldn't you want to be sure, that there's no like super obvious evidence?
Yeah, right. And that's fucking obvious. Yeah. So, okay, these dummies used fake Facebook profiles to message each other and plot
Oh no,
John's demise.
really?
And their hopes, yeah, yeah, their hopes were that, so in these messages, there's like fucking lots of these messages that so they had planned on these fake Facebook profiles that obviously wouldn't have any of their information.
And their email address and
Yes.
phone number.
Yeah, so yeah, their hopes were, and they saw these in the messages, that the footprints would be disguised when the fire department, so like, when they would do the murder, that like the fire department would arrive, and then, in the hubbub of kind of everything happening, all the evidence would kind of get trampled on, and like, just the integrity of the crime scene wouldn't be there. And then they would also, of course, delete their Facebook profiles because that can never be recovered. Yes, yes. Yeah, note to all the criminals out there, do not put anything on the internet. Jesus fucking Christ. So, yeah, well, the police did recover their conversations, and
Really?
apparently,
Wow! How was that
yes, yes.
possible?
Oh, God,
Must be so good, police.
yeah, they had the back door, like from Mark Zuckerberg himself. Yeah. Okay, so apparently Emily, she was quoted as saying this in one of the messages, and of course it's in Swedish originally, so I'm not gonna be reading all that in Swedish, but yeah. So she said that she would rather be imprisoned for murder than let her ex-husband have custody of their child. Because she's a dumbass and she probably doesn't have a fucking frontal lobe for thinking or something. Like,
But this is like, if I can't have it, nobody can have it kind of attitude. Because I mean, of course, you can't have the custody of your kid if you're in the prison. They will be in some kind of institution or this kind of custody
But I
family.
mean, I don't know, like she's clearly not thinking about the child, so not that we have to
it's
diagnose.
well, I mean, she's a fucking
Yeah,
narcissist at this
exactly what
point.
I wanted to say, that she's most
I
likely.
mean, these are all opinions. These are not. This is my personal opinion that she's a
Yeah,
narcissist.
sounds
Okay?
like she sounds like.
Yeah, she sounds like she's a
Yeah,
textbook.
based on what you told us.
So yeah, in the days leading up to the murder, Haiti said that they both were there to hide 4 cans of gas or petrol in the woods on December 1st. So they like were already planning this like weeks in advance at least, even before that, but this is like pre-stashing all this stuff that they would need for this fucking murder.
What a Christmas activity!
Right? 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 Like, and also
The
like,
child is like, Mom, are you going to buy me a gift? No, I'm going to buy some gasoline to murder your father. Horrible.
I really did think this. I was like, these fuckers were going to kill him like in the beginning of December, but they fucking like they postponed it until the 26th. So it's like, think of the daughter. Her father dies a horrible death, and then she has to, yeah, daddy went away. Like, no, she's 8. So she's like, yeah, why is dad dead? Like, oh, he's fucking horribly burned, and like, how do you explain that to your daughter? Before Christmas.
I feel so sad for the kid of this case.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like, heart goes out to her for sure. Like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of easy to find information like on this person. So I hope like they changed her name and whatnot because you could technically find information about this. So I just really hope that she was able to change her name and kind of become anonymous because you could find information. And especially since the Åland Islands are very small, there's like always these like on Åland Nyheter and stuff, they have the birth announcements and wedding announcements of everybody on the islands and whatnot. So I found even like a nice sweet photo of, for instance, Emily and John and the daughter when she was born. So it's pretty fucked up. You look at that and then only like, 9 years later or 8 years later, then it's that. Like, yeah. So
Yeah, there are a lot of those like really kind of morbid stuff, like looking at photos
Yeah.
like that now. What was the guy's name who murdered his? It was in the U.S. His whole family, the wife, and 2 or 3 kids. Chris Watt or something like that.
I'm
Or I
really
might be
bad
wrong.
with names. Oh god.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, me too. That's
Yeah.
why I don't remember.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah. Anyways, they also have this like super sweet
yeah,
family
yeah.
photo.
Oh, that wait, is this the old school? No, this is a different case because I'm thinking of like the older one where it was like the son survived because he went to go hunting or something like that, and then the guy. Okay, different case.
No, it's not that, and it's kind of recent. And there's also a documentary like Netflix or
Oh shit.
something about
Okay.
it. It's not like super recent, but like within the
Yeah.
last
But it's
5
always
years even. So
shitty to
kind
like
of
look at
just
these and you're like, oh, if only they
yeah,
knew
yeah, yeah.
what we know now.
And they also like documented their life on
Oh god.
Facebook a lot.
Oh,
So there are
that
all
one.
these like
Oh fuck. And
funny-
then he put the kids in the oil refinery tanks.
yes, yeah,
Oh
that one.
god,
What's
I
his
fucking
name?
forgot his name, but what a fucking asshole. Yes. Yes. And I'll hedge in the meantime, but Petra, do you know this case? Okay, so this guy, well, had a mistress, and then he was like, didn't, she was pregnant, his wife was pregnant, and he didn't want a third child because they were also like, kind of were in debt, right?
Chris Watts, Christopher Watts.
Okay, yeah, you're fucking
Yeah, I
great.
didn't think it
Good,
was the correct
good.
name, but yes,
Go
it was.
Victoria. Yeah. Yeah. So he ends up like murdering his 2 kids. Like one
A
was
baby.
fucking yeah,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Oh, and the wife was also pregnant.
Yeah, the wife was pregnant with the 3rd child and he didn't want that and he wanted the mistress, and then so he ends up like suffocating the daughters and then hiding them in the like oil refinery tank or something that he
Yeah.
worked at one of these oil fields or whatever in.
In those cases, you're just why? Like, just take a divorce and go if you
Yes,
hate your family
that's
that
the
much.
thing. Divorce.
Yeah. I
Divorce
mean,
is
like,
great.
leaving your family, it's cruel and horrible, but just do
They'll
it.
get over
Don't
it.
like
Yeah.
end anybody's life.
Yeah. Yeah. You can kind of recover from divorce, but you can't recover from murder.
Yeah.
Like,
And it was
you
also
know.
like, kind of planned because after that he even reported them missing to the police and
Yeah.
things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And he
yeah.
was
Yeah.
pretending for a
Yeah.
long time that, oh, I don't
Yeah.
know where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Should we go back to Åland?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, we can still keep this in,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's so yeah. Like as I said, they deposited some petrol or gas in the woods in some tanks on December 1st. So though both women blamed the other for planning this, Haiti also claimed that she had always tried to persuade her friend not to go through with the murder, and the murder plans were completely Emily's. Yeah. So, but then what the fuck were both of them doing on December 1st? Like, she had multiple opportunities, like, hey, even in the Facebook messages, you shouldn't go through with this murder. Do not do the murder. I will not partake in this murder. Like, hey, I'm going to call the police on you if you fucking plot this murder. There's plenty of opportunities she had, like, to stop all of this, but she just did not. So, anyway, on December 2nd, so the day later, Emily sends a photo to Haiti. And in the photo is John's house, taken about 200 meters or 600 feet away. And the police kind of determined exactly where this photo was taken later on because they also found the picture. And Emily even tried to say that she was taking a picture of a moose. But everyone's surprised, there was no moose in the picture.
Just ran away.
Just John's house.
Yeah.
It ran away, yeah. Split second.
Yeah, I
it was
mean, she was
gone.
trying to take a picture of a moose, but she failed.
True! Ah, she was telling the truth then. Shit. Okay, yeah. All right. Good point, Petra. Yeah. So then on December 3rd, the 2 women went to John's again, and they observed him through the window. He was brushing his teeth, getting ready for bed, but they hesitated and decided to postpone the murder. And then you'd think, like, maybe this isn't such a good idea. Maybe we should just, like, not do this. This is, like, fucking 3 days in a row of going and, like, watching this guy and just being fucking creepers in the woods. Just don't do it, right? Just don't fucking do it. But no. Yeah. No. No. They're assholes. So, yeah. Yeah. But one good thing and saving grace is that on December 26th, the daughter was not staying at John's house because she was at like relatives. So I think it was Emily's family. So the plan was that the daughter was supposed to go after Christmas for an extended stay at John's. So that also could have maybe been part of the motive. Like, yeah, she's not going to go and visit John because he's going to be dead. Yeah. So the daughter like told police also that she had no idea that this was going to happen. That when she went to bed that night, her mother hugged and kissed her, as her mother usually did, and then she went to sleep having no idea what her mother was about to do to her father. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the end of it. Like, because we already know that, I mean, yeah. So basically, they figured out that Haiti ended up was the one who threw the rocks through the window. And she stated that, oh, the rocks just slipped out of my hand. But like, fucking hell.
Oh my god. No.
Oops, it slipped.
And she was also saying that, yeah, I was trying to tell her not to do the murder this whole time, and then fucking rocks, yeah, yes. And then Emily was the one who threw the gas and lit the fire immediately and whatever. So, do you want to hear the sentences that they got? Or do you want to discuss a bit more about the murder or anything like that? Yeah.
I just wanted to say that this Heidi, like, okay, sure, like, why participate at least? Like, you know, even if she wouldn't have reported her to the police or whatever.
Yeah, and being like, oh yeah, and the other shitty thing was that they were even joking, and they still have like the police are able to see all these messages. They were joking and kind of like trying to do some like secretive language, like, yeah, let's go and do that, haha, and like making jokes about going and doing this and like going out. And then and Millie was saying, oh yeah, but we were just joking that she was about to come over and whatnot, and but no, they were like having kind of inside jokes or trying to be like,
If someone finds the deleted Facebook messages.
fucking Christ. Yeah.
But yeah, that was actually what I wondered too. Like, okay, I can understand. I don't know if I can understand, but you can see cases where after a romantic relationship or during a relationship, the other one just flips and goes berserk. I mean, in this case, like you just get crazy about the revenge or something, and then the whole like her motivation is clear. Well, she's crazy, but there's like this motivation of craziness. But what? Why would you like? Okay, I have this mama friend from my kid's school. I will help her murdering her ex-husband.
But like to be honest, since this like hey since Emily was such a narcissist, I'm just wondering if she would like kind of like upplay John's role in all of the abuse and stuff that she's suffered. Like, oh, he was such a horrible alcohol. I'm just I know it's still no excuse for her to like join along with it, but like, yeah, I'm just gonna help my friend because oh my god, he is the worst person, horrible, like he abuses his daughter and like I can never imagine like I'm gonna save the child
That
kind of
might
thing,
be,
maybe. But
yeah.
that's still like that's the only thing I could think about. Like if you really think you're fucking doing justice in the world.
But that makes kind of sense because, of course, like domestic violence is a real thing, and in Finland, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a big thing, like
It's very
female
prevalent. It's huge,
victims
yeah.
of domestic violence. So, and that's of it has big media presence. So I guess it could be that the friend has like if the ex-wife has told very spiced up stories of her experiences or how the kid is suffering and stuff like that. That the other,
And
yeah,
also the daughter, like the stories and stuff, and maybe even the daughter's like not knowingly, but still kind of perpetuating these by like, yeah, see, daughter, tell Haiti how horrible your father is and like how he
yeah.
beats you, or I don't know, something like that.
I mean, not as an excuse, but do we know that there was no domestic violence?
He wasn't sentenced. They did the reports and stuff, and there was drops by the child protective services.
And also, like, you empathize with your friend and
Yeah.
everything, but then going that far, like, I can't
No,
imagine
I would not be a ride or die
going
bitch
this
in this
far.
situation. I'd be like,
No,
sorry, bitch, I'm out.
I would be like, there are a lot easier ways to, I don't know, like, not to kill him, but to get.
Yeah, I would be like, okay, if you have such a horrible ex-husband who beat it, beat you and who is still beating your kid, like get the hell out of this island or something like that. Don't go that way. Don't start murdering anyone. Like he's not worth of. Like I would say to my friend, if they ever started planning of murdering someone they hate, I would say that it's not nobody's worth it because you will suffer more. You will be in prison. Your life is ruined after
But
that.
then always with these narcissists, I'll never get caught though. I have the perfect murder. That's she also kind of said that she was never thinking it was serious, but you went and you fucking put goddamn gas cans in the fucking forest next to his house.
Yeah. Yeah, still like if she had done some Facebook messaging and then like stopped, I think she could have still like talked herself out. Like, yeah, I was just joking. I didn't think she would be she was going to do it.
I just thought it's her way to kind of vent or
Yeah.
something, but like,
But if she physically was there with her doing it, then it's yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, it's all sorts of fucked up. No one kind of wins in this situation, so it's just
Yeah, this is a super lose-lose situation.
yeah, it really is. Yeah, because now I was thinking who's taking care of the daughter? Because, okay, yes, Emily's mom was cleared of like being, I mean, I think she was probably the third suspect in this because, of course, like the SIM cards and stuff, and it showed that, you know, Garrett and Emily were together, like their phones pinged kind of like together, like from the phone records or whatever. So they were in the vicinity together on the same day that the SIM and the phone were like bought, I guess. That's what the police said. So it kind of points to the idea that she was knowing, even though she's claimed that she didn't know about that or any of this.
But still, if the mother might have been involved in the like kind of
I mean, she was.
doing the fake
Yeah, definitely.
those, but
Yeah, she said
not.
like there was the reports like okay, she was involved in these reports. Maybe the reports were true or not, we don't know, but she was heavily involved in trying to get him caught for something, like
yeah.
domestic violence
It
or
might be
whatever.
that the mother also, of course, like most of mothers believe their daughters if they tell that my
And
ex-husband is
who knows,
horrible.
the mother also might be just like Emily because she probably gets it from somewhere. But yeah,
Maybe.
yeah,
But yeah, I think it's yeah, it could have been that she just like knew about everything else or like, like trying to help her daughter to find a way to win this custody battle or something, but then she was not actually part of planning the murder, I guess, or
Yeah,
are there
it's a very
any
different thing to kind of do a bit dirty thing with custody battle
yeah,
than
like
murder.
even
yeah,
like following him is like, I mean, it's not nice or
yeah.
anything, but it's not the same as
Maybe she
No.
was trying to, collect some kind of proof of him doing bad
Yeah,
stuff
like
or like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. See, he grabbed her in the parking lot. Like when they were doing this. Yeah, so sure, but yeah. So I don't know what happened to the daughter after this because also then there's the like okay back in 2012 he had the 16-year-old son. So yeah, so the son's in his 20s now, and then it was like then the daughter and whatnot. So it's just now both of these kids don't have a father because this selfish woman. Yeah,
and basically they don't have a mother either.
no. I mean, the son does because it was from an ex, but
Oh
like,
yeah, that's true.
but yeah, but in the end, so the sentences. In the end, Emily was sentenced to life in prison, but in Finland, as most of us know, or most of us don't know, what life in prison means, because the sentencing system in Finland is far different than, for instance, in the States, where here is more of a system where they want to rehabilitate you and they feel like you can be a functioning member of society, after you commit murder, for instance. In the States, this would be like 25 years to life or more. I'm not sure, but multiple decades at least for this heinous of a crime. Um, but yeah, so life in sentence in Finland means she'll be up for parole in 12 years. So
12.
12.
Okay, I thought it's probably like 20 or
No,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, usually if you have been kind of a good prisoner.
Yeah. So basically, there's no maximum to a life in prison, but there's like kind of she could technically get out in 12 years, but it's like
I mean, in a case like this, I hope that
Yeah.
they, assess the situation in 12 years and then she won't be let go.
But then again, it's expensive to keep people in prison.
especially in Finland too, because they're actually well taken care of and stuff. And then also, I think the longest, I'm probably wrong with this, but I think it was like 28 years is like the longest life sentence in Finland. I think 20 something years, 28 years or something like that, and that's like the longest anyone's ever been in prison for like a life sentence. So
Of course, some people I end up dying.
yeah,
in
yeah,
prison
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
them.
yeah. But I mean, compared to like in the States where people are there for like fucking 35 years or something, they're still like
Or having
there.
weed or something.
Yeah. Don't even get me fucking started about that. But yeah. And then Haiti, she got a reduced sentence of 11 years for helping the police, and then they were, of course, still kind of unsure what her part in the crime was, because I mean, she was there. So then, along with their prison sentences, the murderers must pay a total of 35,000 euros, or that's the equivalent. And I did like just a quick check. What is, of course, I didn't do like what is 35,000 euros from a couple of years ago to now, but because it's only a couple of years difference. But that's equivalent of 39,000 USD, or 52,000 Canadian dollars, or 57,000 Australian dollars for international
How many
listeners.
pounds?
Does
Fuck, I
anybody
didn't
want
do
to know?
pounds. Can you
Yeah,
Google that for me?
nobody cares about Australian dollars.
Yeah, I forget
Sorry,
about the
Australians.
crown. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
I think
It's not
US.
much.
Yeah, it's not much. It's really
not
not that much, because then also
Yeah.
think, and then this goes to John's children for their suffering, but come the fuck on. Really? Like really? And then they must pay for all the funeral expenses, but funerals aren't that really expensive in
Like
Finland.
3,000
Yeah.
euros.
So that's kind of that case. And then one stupid, funny side note, not funny, haha, but more funny, like as a, yeah. Emily was also part of the Vapaaehtoinen palokunta, or the VPK, or the Frivillig brandkår, or the Volunteer Fire Department.
That's how she got the idea.
Yeah,
Mm.
she had fire on the brain. Yep, yeah.
It's a bit like the famous case in US, the guy who was a fireman, but he was doing the arsons himself.
That was the guy the oar, yeah. Yeah, he was the investigator, but and he also wrote like fiction.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
dear
Oh,
God.
yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
But okay,
So,
this was quite much lamer version of
yeah, definitely.
but
The volunteer fire department. Woo!
okay, but let's not create a stereotype. I mean, most of people who are involved in fire stuff are the best. I mean, they're ceasing fires. Please keep doing that. We love you.
Please. Yeah.
Howard.
Yeah. Okay, so I had citations for this, and they were also, this would probably be another article that I said was good to read about like what is leading up to the fire, about the kind of the characteristics of the psychosocial and psychological and somatic characteristics of the people doing the crime of arson before it happens. And it did kind of go into like, okay, what's kind of state of mind the people were in before, and like what did they report, and did they seek help for their mental distress and stuff. And of course, women are more prone to seek help for their mental distress, so that could also be why they didn't have that much arson, rates, or who knows. But yeah, so read the article that I, told you guys about. And then there was the, Ålands Nyheter, and then Nuan.x or nuan.ax site that I found some stuff on about the relationship. And then I also used murhainfo.fi and heok.com and ylilauta.org. So yeah, thank you guys.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you. This was.
Was it depressing? It wasn't that depressing. It's just
I mean, if we just like now go back to the first part, like how the guy died.
yeah. I tried to kind of leave it like on a not a high note, but at least it's like I could have like ended it with like all the gruesome details of the guy, but I was like, okay, let's just go with his.
Yeah.
I think it was better this way. And also, I think it was kind of this classical a bit movie like detective storytelling, where
Yeah.
first you have the scene of the
Yeah.
like thing happening, and then you're like, okay, what was this? Tell me more. Oh,
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
think we'll post some, if we can, post some photos on the Instagram account.
Which is what?
Or like, yeah,
What
shit.
is it?
I will.
Translation Murder Pod
Translation Murder was a podcast
or just pod?
not? Yeah.
Oh, we should have checked this.
Yeah, we should have. But yeah, so I will post some photos of the crime scene because there's a lot of those from police, and then also just kind of like just yeah, maybe some other stuff that I can find. Obviously not of the victim because that would be a bit insensitive to do. But you can find this at Translation Murder Podcast on Instagram. And you can also, do we want to link our personal accounts for anything or?
mine is anyway private.
Okay, yeah.
Because I started to get this like
Spam bots.
spam tagging.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I have that too.
I mean, I still do too, but I just delete them.
Yeah,
But
me
yeah,
too. Or
So-
should we? Because we have an email address.
I was about to. Or you can also send your requests, even. I mean, we have multiple languages we all speak, and I mean, at least two of us are linguistically trained. And yeah, you can send us a message. Don't send us hate mail, send us love mail at translationmurderpodcast@gmail.com. And there's no spaces or punctuation except for the @gmail.com.
Also, don't send us dick pics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's no dick pic.
That should be at the very end. And don't send us dick
Yeah.
pics. Yeah. So next week, so we'll try to do this on a weekly basis, and we're going to kind of alternate between the three of us, each telling a story. And I had the privilege and honor of going first. Yay! Thank you guys. And yeah, so basically next week we'll give you a hint on our Instagram, and you can also, when you flip through the photos on Instagram, we'll have like a hint for next week's episode, and you can kind of comment underneath that what you think it is, and who's going next week, and who wants to share a hint.
Good question.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Petro?
I'm either wise.
Because like
Yeah.
I have a story mostly prepared.
Yeah,
could
I
go
mean,
next
you
week,
could go
yeah.
next. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything about it right now.
I mean, you could if you want to. Like, do you have any like? It's
Maybe yeah, it takes place in Hungary. I'm from Hungary. Most of the
Yeah.
sources are Hungarian. So yeah, that's
the
a hint.
accent should be on point
Yeah,
in Hungarian. It should be really authentic.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Okay, I guess that's it, guys. I'll see you next week.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Goodbye. Hei paralla.
Moro.